Somewhere over the rainbow.
Where sin's dreams go to die.
Oh, we're on.
Hello. Okay, thanks, production. We're live. We're back.
They never tell us when we're live. Shame on them. Shame on the production.
We're working on a mixtape between the series, but I mean, the series are back, and we've got Nemiga
Versus Madjor Atendari.
Oh, there it is. There's that banner.
We have an Ogre, Magi, and the Weaver. Look at these big boys. Well, one big boy and one little boy. Little boy, little pleb. Little boy, little pleb. Playing
Yeah, but that little boy can be made pretty big thanks to the Ogre, right? You can buff him up.
Yeah. When Ogre passes by, the little boy becomes big.
Is Ogre like that guy at the gym with steroids that tries to peer pressure everyone into using them?
Yeah, he looks like one as well. This is basically how those dudes look. This is it. What? You aren't using roids? But they're healthy for you, bro. Come on. They're good for you.
You look pretty good, but we need to get more tone in there. We give steroid to make you big and strong.
What do you mean it's not gonna work? It's gonna work. Trust. Ask my wife. Ask my wife.
She can bench press me.
Alright, so we have the Ogre and the Weaver on one side, and on the other we have the Furion and the Magnus. Most likely this Furion is going to be that position 5. However, it could be off-lane Furion as well. It does work. We have, oh, Meepo ban.
Oh,
Who plays Meepo here?
Yeah, Meepo's been banned, interesting enough. And on one side, like we said, we've got that steroid pump. On the other side, we got
Meepo?
the coke
Fight
deal.
me. Fight me. Who plays Meepo
Who
here?
plays Meepo? All right. Liz takes it very personally whenever... You should hear the stories about it. It's like, oh, you know, everyone's like No-Tail doing the Meepo a few years back.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's stay with the Magnus and the Furion.
We're in 2018. We're not living in 2014 anymore.
Hands.
But the Mag did get picked. It's interesting that Meepo got banned after. I mean... Wait. Could you just imagine this for a second? You take a Meepo and then you empower each of the Meepos, and that's literally your job. Effective.
By the time you empower the last one, the first one is going to lose it, so I don't know.
But think about the farm potential. No proofs needed. You just go everywhere.
I really love this. I love the Ricky plus Magnus, though. I love the Ricky here versus Weaver as well because of the smoke cloud. Ricky is not broken, but with Magnus, he actually has farming potential. And that's actually so good for this hero, like having that farming potential, because with that, I actually played Ricky with Magnus in my pub. I played with Kezu. He was the Magnus, I was Ricky. We lost, but we lost
with Kezu.
We lost hard. I mean, I was 20-0, that's all I'm gonna say. But, well, not 20-0, but close enough. Ooh. I had a good game.
20-0, yeah, there was a 2, but there wasn't a 0 on the 20, actually.
I had a good game, leave me alone. However, we missed some team fights.
Just a few.
Yeah. Anyways, Ricky plus Magnus is good because in that game I felt that I can farm a lot, and Empower definitely gives that opportunity to Ricky. You don't want to build Maelstrom, you don't want to build Battle Fury, and because of that, you can get pickoffs but not really farm with Ricky. And if you're a core Ricky, that Empower means so much. So I like this. I would really like to see Ricky carry even versus the Slardar Weaver.
Honestly, you've been nerding out so much about Ricky recently. I wouldn't be surprised if you got like a snippet of his beard at home. You sniff like.
Leave me alone. I'm not nerding out. I nerd out about every of these heroes.
Dude, ever since Faye played POS 1 Ricky, you have been. I've tuned in your stream every once in a while. All I see is Ricky.
No, the thing is, I saw that Ricky picked up a few days earlier, and I was planning on practicing it, and then I saw them lose with it so much that I wanted to make it work somehow to prove to myself that I can do it.
It's just Faye that's wrong.
No, that's not it. Every team that they lost with Ricky.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was the fact. Let's not flame.
No, that's not flame specific people. That's flame Dota in general.
Yeah, no flamples.
But Slardar came out is an interesting pick. Instantly after they saw the Ricky, makes sense. At the same time, it's pretty good with the Weaver and the Ogre Magi.
Now we have the Lina again.
Wow, this is actually scary.
Yep. Lina plus Slardar plus Weaver, they have a lot of potential. They can right-click a lot with that corrosive haze. However, I don't know, I still like Nemiga's draft a bit better.
Do you not feel that Dark Willow is going to struggle to do anything?
Why though?
The stuns, so...
Why though?
Okay, Willow's good in lane, but the real reason you pick Willow is the solo pick-off potential, right, at 6. But with a Slardar and a Lina already, they've got AoE stuns. They can hold you in place, they can escape, reset, and go again.
That's true. If everyone else on Nemiga's team is AFK. I think Dark Willow can have problems here. I agree, definitely. But at the same time, there's a lot of solo pick-off potential for her in this game. Besides the Ogre, once she has a few items, she can actually do a lot. Plus there's Ricky, plus Dark Willow,
What about
the Smoke, and the Brambles. The Nature's Prophet,
is that support? I think that's a boss 5.
I thought it was the first 5. I mean, you first pick it. If you first pick it, it's usually like a way of tricking your enemies. Well, not tricking them. Everyone knows what's up. The fact is you can put him on either position 5 or 3, right? But they can't say for sure on which position it's gonna be, and it can be 5 or offlane.
But one thing I would highlight here is usually if it's a 5 or a 4, whatever, well, it's going to be 5 with the Willow there. But if you try and match up against the Ogre Madjor, I'll be like, okay, Ogre's fine there. He'll just harass out. He doesn't care.
Yep.
The catch is if you run the Nature's Prophet plus the Magnus, there's a lot of damage. I think they're going to actually go with the Mag Willow, which is just as strong.
Yeah, empowering the Willow, and then she just right-clicks you to that.
Which means Ogre being tanky, less effective with the bonus damage from Empower. You can trade effectively.
I wouldn't like to see the Prophet versus Ogre lane. I would really like to see Prophet supporting perhaps this Ricky on the safe lane.
Against Weaver?
I mean, it's not awesome, but the Treants do a lot more to Weaver than they do to Ogre. They do a lot more to Slardar than they do to Ogre because of that 8 armor on Ogre. Slardar is fine, but if Ogre goes together with Weaver versus the Furion and he buys a Stout Shield, it's so difficult for Furion to have an effect on that lane. So, I don't know, Nemiga Gaming, they just have to position that Prophet on the map where Ogre isn't. Just dodge the Ogre with the Furion, that's it. That's all, nothing more.
Well, there's the ban on the Brood Mama.
Brood Mama is gone.
I wouldn't be as worried this game though. Like Major Atendari, I highlighted a lot since we saw her a while back. It's still effective. The Slardar is a counteraction to the Brood pick. And at the same time, you have a lot of gank potential with the Slardar, the Weaver, and the Lina coming online in the mid game. So, interesting they banned that out. But I guess for most teams, it's just the logical final ban. It's like, just in case.
Yeah,
same
just
as the
in
Huskar.
case, of course. But the Huskar hasn't been banned. Though.
That's kind of the interesting thing, but I don't think Major Atendari pick it here. I don't like it against this lineup.
They already have Lina, right? So Lina is going to be mid, Weaver.
You could run a Lina off lane, we've seen it, but then you're running, what, a Weaver support? Which we've seen work. Not sure about against this lane up there, because you know, you're going to need to force stuff quickly against the Ricky.
I mean, we were talking about a lot about Nemiga Gaming, but we haven't really touched a lot on this Major Atendari's draft. Basically, I haven't talked about this because of this magnificent banner of theirs. I just can't.
Every time he looks at the top half of the screen, his eyes are fixated because you can just see one eye looking at you. That's the worst part.
And Avenge, actually. All right. So we have a lot of minus armor and a lot of buffing here for the cores, right? You have the Bloodlust, you have the minus armor, you have the Venge Aura, you have the Corrosive Haze. Like, these heroes can hit super hard. If you aren't careful and they're all together, like, they can run you over.
This is a level 6 Roche lineup.
10 seconds remaining.
And at the same time, you know what I love about this Venge pick especially is Magnus goes in for the RP.
You can swap.
Exactly. There's going to be no skewer out. You have to go to them still.
I agree. At the same time, though, the problem that I see in this draft is that they're all fairly squishy besides the Ogre. And because of that, if Ricky catches you with that smoke screen, he can take you down so fast. So you have to be careful in that aspect too. I wonder what their last pick is going to be. They could still go... well... Are they going to pick him? Oh, Invoker. Alright.
It's not a bad pick against Lina. They trade well.
Yeah, I was going to say Magnus mid isn't really that great anymore here. So Invoker versus Lina is definitely going to be better for them. And yeah, Invoker shouldn't suffer too hard there. Should have a nice game. And I wonder only, is it going to be like Exort Invoker or Quaswex? They don't have too much setup for this Invoker. Quaswex is decent this game versus the Weaver too, versus the Lina as well. As soon as you get your urn, you actually have... As soon as you get that urn, you actually have kill potential on the Lina, right? So... I don't know, I like both actually. What would you prefer?
Personally, I like the Quaswex. I think it creates so much space for your lineup right now, and you actually think about what they're working with here. They got this big ult setups, but what's your in-between? What glues it together?
The power of the Exort, to be devil's advocate, is that your lane is kind of easier. You can last it easier with extra Exort, with the Fort Spirit. But overall, I don't know, I like the Quaswex as well.
You can like you can harass out decently with the cold snap, the combos that are available to you with the Quaswex build.
And you don't really care that much about the nukes as well, as you can heal up afterwards. So, the thing is, what do they need? Do they need a invoker that's gonna farm and do a lot of damage in that RP? Or do they need an invoker that's gonna move around before Magnus gets that dagger? Do they need an invoker that's gonna be their bridge between the laning stage and the mid game? Because they're missing that hero there, right? They have the Riki, he needs a couple of items. They have a Magnus, unless that Magnus goes for a Vanguard Crimson, I think that would be perfect for this game actually, versus all these right clickers. It would be so good. However, I'm not certain if that's gonna be the item build of this Magnus. So if he goes for a straight blink, they might find themselves in that position in the game in which they can't really transition from the early to the mid-game stage. So perhaps Quaswex is better in that way, but if Magnus goes for Crimson, then Exort is really good. So I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see what he decides to go for.
I mean, I think alone, the Riki statement alone, it makes me go, they need Quaswex. Because you need to protect Riki. We've seen how effective it can be, but it is a glass cannon. It's like when you used to run Wind Ranger as a core always. And you're like, okay, this is great for taking off a single hero, but it's also a glass cannon. If it gets overwhelmed, it just dies. And Riki's the same way.
Overwhelmed? If they just touch him. If you like shoulder check him, he just falls apart. So it is. Riki is great if he can find farm, and if he can jump on top of you before you jump on top of him. But if you cannot manage to do that, if you cannot manage to do that as a Riki, you just disappear if they find you.
It's a less beefy Clinks, basically. It needs to pick off on the sides, and then maybe one day you're a big boy.
But with talents, though, you become so insane. With talents, with that blink range talent, and actually some people take the crit talent over the smokescreen talent. -7 seconds on the smokescreen talent is so good for me because you can always contribute to these fights even if you are low. While the crit talent is great, especially as you're a carry, right, position 1, but I still go for the smokescreen. I don't know if that's...
I think the only worry in my eyes is the amount of lockdown they have. This Riki's still going to suffer a lot. It's like that elusive factor. You're going to have to be so on point. You're going to need so much coverage.
Yeah, I don't know. They tried the Riki, I think, versus in their last game, and they got destroyed. Like, it didn't work at all. But this game, they're playing versus Madjor Atendari. Let's be honest. This team is... They are the underdogs, right?
No. Underdogs is in the other bracket. They
are. You look at this.
They are the literal underdogs.
Look at this beautiful man here in this circle in the ages. Just look at that face. That red shirt, completely unbuttoned. Can I wear this shirt like this? Can I be unbuttoned like this and have those beads around?
I mean, as long as you don't show nips, you're not gonna get banned. That's the rules.
Yeah, but I mean, here on the production.
As long as you don't show nips, okay. That's
as long as I don't show
that.
So I can do it? Yeah, of course I can. Okay, they're telling me they're gonna ban me and not pay me if I do it. Never mind. Let's not.
We could. We one hell of a way to go.
Maybe later.
Maybe later. But look at this. The focus being here is in the top lane. Are they gonna run the Weaver Slider? They are, because this is the infamous LFT +4. Looking for a better team still.
That's N.
Yeah, no, but he's NLFT. That's NLFT is his actual name.
LFT, yeah, NLFT. Oh, on the bottom lane, Ogre, he does not have a Stout, so he actually takes a lot of damage from the Willow and the Fishman's Furion.
That's an interesting build, actually, from the Ogre, because he's not going to be able to tank much.
Yeah. Well, that's position 5, so you don't really have... If you invest a lot in chicken and courier... Yeah, if you buy both the chicken and the courier and some obs, you don't have enough gold to buy the Stout plus mangoes, so...
But yeah, he has 2 mangoes and a clarity. I would legit rather have the Stout, because you're in a lane against Nature's Prophet as well.
I agree. And look at this, they're actually holding the courier before Riki shows.
It's worked for them last time. And, oh, there's a TP out, actually. Nature's Prophet took a lot more damage than expected. He was pretty deep.
Right, Riki is porting back top. I mean, this is all right when the Riki isn't a core, but when Riki is a core, wasting that time to get the courier is not really optimal. But as long as you aren't losing any experience, it's fine.
It's also the case of Lil Pleb. He wasn't really being pressured. He didn't feel he needed to salve quickly, so he can afford to have that courier away.
Lil Pleb, 186 versus 187. This is the closest one.
That is, yeah, there's just 0.01 in the bear odds for either side. I mean,
Woo! 0.1 indeed.
Money on either side, I guess. I mean, we personally, well, you're a big fan of this Riki, of course.
I'm not a fan of Riki. Like,
Okay.
But I would never like to see that hero very popular because it's just one of those heroes that's hard to play against.
But as a core in this game, you like the idea of it, you were saying.
Of course, of course.
For me, like, I'm personally going to be on the Madjor Atendari bandwagon, not just because of their logo, but definitely because of the minus armor strategy. It's pretty damn scary.
Minus armor definitely is scary here. Fishman has to be careful. Dark Willow is actually the one that's not here, and they are laning the Furion versus the Ogre. However, the Ogre does not have a stout, so it doesn't really matter. Even with the 8 armor, the 3 ends can hurt him, so maybe he should have started a bit differently. I definitely would have.
It's kind of the filthy power as well of the Natus Prophet, is he can make that trade, TP back, and teleport.
Then come back in. As soon as he's level 2, that is. And Weaver here should not have... I mean, they shouldn't have the easiest lane, but it's not super hard to pressure the Riki. He doesn't really contribute a lot on the lane early on, as he has very low base damage. And as long as you aren't letting him hit you in your back, like, you should be fine.
Yeah, that's always the thing as well. If you actually mess with his creep wave, he's not going to get the backstabs either. It makes it a lot harder for him to actually get the last hits.
However, they are letting him farm quite a lot on this lane. Oh,
he's going to come out. So the ring crush, they bait him in. Zitrax, he can't get invis quick enough to swarm on him. He's going to go down. They even plant a sentry to make sure.
I mean, that's basically what it is. And just baits them in. They try to go for him, and they instantly kill the Riki. The Riki just dies so fast. It's ridiculous, especially with the bug and with the slithering crush. The minus armor, you have to be careful if you're a Riki there. You're way too squishy. He actually has decent CS though. 11 CS on that lane is fine. They aren't denying way too much away from him. So in that aspect, it's going fine.
Oh, Fishman is a little bit far forward here. Oshkada taking a lot of damage, should fall first. Imagine he's no! They get the shot of Fishman first before Oshkada goes down.
Fishman falls first, but the chosen one gets more gold. He gets 250 gold there. And Riki again on top, and he just ported here.
Being harassed here. He's going to get out range of the sentry. Should be fine.
There's this one sentry where Slardar is. He was hoping that Zitrax might go there, but unfortunately for him, he goes back to the lane.
He did bring a salve, and as you said, he TP'd out. If he had actually been killed there, that would have been disastrous for the whole game plan from Nemiga.
That basically would have been the walk of shame back to the lane. You know, when you die twice without a port.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
it's the worst.
Power, being body blocked a little bit. He needs to be careful. The trees have surrounded him, and now he looks like he's going to fall. And then they miss the shockwave. Going to turn around. Fishman taking a lot of damage. Can't kill him quick enough. Nope. He's going to fall last, or maybe not at all. He's going to sprout and TP out Oshkada, trying to move in, but no, too many trees. And Oshkada, he actually might fall as well. He's surrounded. The body blocks coming out from this Natus Prophet are on point. He'll make his escape. The skewer through. There it is to slow him down. The shockwave as well. But there's going to be a stun coming out the fire blast.
Right now.
Magic missile as well. They'll just harass a little bit, but they won't be able to do any damage that really matters to the
Maybe Furion has a port. If he ports on Oshkata, I'm not certain what level he is, and if he has the... Or maybe a Sunstrike? Nah. Nothing like that.
No, I don't think it's worth at this stage either. Like, getting a kill on the Ogre like that. Basically, he'll just TP back, full mana.
Yeah, that's true. But for mid-invoker, if he has a Sunstrike and he gets that kill...
for the invoker, but I mean for the teleport for the Natus Prophet. It's not...
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because he's actually doing a lot better than the Ogre in this scenario. He's squaring up much better as we go through this lane transition. But look at this right now. Kodos on the mid lane. He's actually trailing pretty far behind Lina, and he went for the Exhort build. That's the worrying part. We expect these numbers from a Quas Wex build, not an Exhort build.
Yeah, Lil Pleb isn't really a Lil Pleb, it seems, on this lane. He's doing fairly well versus this Invoker, which is a bit surprising. I mean, Invoker usually does not dominate the lane way too hard, or at all. But I expected him maybe to do a bit better, considering the Exhort build that he is going for. And now Ogre is rotating mid. With that Ogre, Furion is also rotating. So on mid, we should see a fight.
Yep. Some amount of damage done to Lina, and now the Sunstrike coming out. She turns around the Laguna, and that's going to seal her fate. Kodos with a Fairy Fire staying alive. Oshkada dive in the tower, but Kodos, he'll live. Icefall comes out. Oshkada blocked again by the trees. He's going to fall. And that was their move to make, and they fell on the top. Astral will go down in response. The Ring Crush coming out, looking to hit on the Zitrax with enough damage. The smoke screen's there, but the missed chances are not. It's going to blink strike away.
Are they going to dive?
No, they can't.
Well, they
lose vision. They lose vision.
Yeah, they could have, but the dust went out, and because of that, Zitrax should be fine.
Bottom lane, chosen one. He's got the skewer. He needs to get away. There we go. Choose you, Pikachu. And not enough damage from the Wave of Terror now. Power going to be turned around. It's the Magic Missile. Fishman, he's a little bit too bold. The Fire Blast coming out. Oh, Power!
The raindrop.
Yep.
Is it? I think
he won. It was the one just in time.
Oh, right.
It's close call. But while that's happening as well, Viren does actually fall to Zitrax. So Vengeance had on this Weaver has been so damn pesky in that top lane.
Right, they finally get the kill on Riki, and he he gets some farm there. He needed that kill on Weaver, definitely. Overall, like, the Riki has 28 blast hits. Lina,
missed mid lane. Low pleb trying to move away. Should be fine. They didn't get the trees come out on the right side with the trees on.
the problem there was the cold snap wasn't there. They didn't use the cold snap, and because of that, he instantly used the tree and gets out. Maybe if they had that millisecond, they could have connected with both the light, with both the sunstrike and everything else. But sadly for them, they didn't.
And this right now.
This is what I like.
Oh, look at the ball lane though. Magic Missile coming out. Chosen one taking a lot of damage. Going to turn around Oshkata. Going for the skew away, but it's too late. Actually breaks the trees to allow Oshkata to escape. And Powell's looking for the opportunity of Fishman. He does not have level 6 though.
Alright, Lina again.
The pleb
Cold snap.
doesn't hit the light strike array, but he had to throw it out or he risked dying to Kodos there.
Yeah, and this time, sadly for him. Oh, Oshkata.
Oshkata, this is not how you want to be. He's going to wand up, but it won't matter. He'll be ran down. The final hit's there. Now, haunted in return. Fishman, he has no escape. They see him perfectly with the Venge Aura, and they'll be able to get the kill. The skewer too late. Chosen one's going to trap Power in the corner. Can you get the trees? Yes! Yes, he can! Power has no way out. Oh no, he gets past him. The Magic Missile. He walked right past the Magnus.
The raindrops helping him once again.
And while it's happening in the mid lane, Kodos is going to fall to Lil Pleb. There's a TP in. They're trying to get on Power now. They might be able to do so, but no, out of range from this route. Nice use of the Bloodlust to allow Power to walk it off.
So far, this Vengeful hasn't been really dying on this lane. She's been playing really
Skewer.
well. Oh,
Chosen one, this is questionable. The Magic Missile, the raindrops is paying for itself. Chosen one trying for the kill. The Fire Blast's going to be there. And guess what? M's showing up as well. This route trapping him in with the Slaughter. That's not what you want. And Fishman,
just
what are you
take
doing?
me as well.
Don't stand still. That's a mistake. Nope, the Sunstrike tanked by 3 heroes.
I mean, honestly, I haven't seen raindrops do as much as in this fight in a really long time. They saved the Vengeful like 5 different times in a row.
Wow,
that was
4.
Really,
he still had 1 chance left.
10 times in a row, right?
Killed by a new raindrop there, so effective.
It was really good. While that was happening, though, we didn't really see a lot on mid, but Lil Pleb did take down Kodos one more time in a solo pickoff, which is really good, as he did die earlier with that Ogre to Invoker.
And when you look at the net worths now, Madjor Atendari, top 3 slots for them. They're starting to build a little bit of lead, especially between the Invoker and the Lina, if you like. And that's the concerning one. Of course, Lina is that mid-game powerhouse ready to kick down your door and raid the whole base.
What we said that this is probably going to happen. The transition from the laning stage into the mid-game is going to be a bit difficult for Nemiga. They have to figure out which hero is going to carry them through that mid-game. Riki is unlikely to do that.
Meatball in the mid lane, Lil Pleb taking a lot of damage. Uh-oh, final hit should be there. No, he's going to burn out. Meatball does kill him off. A bit close, though.
That's 1 kill, and the Invoker instantly comes so much closer to the Lina.
Yeah, that's a huge swing.
Yeah, insta swing from 5th position, 4th position on the network charts to the second. Every kill really matters a lot this early in the game, so we can't really be fooled that much by the network. It doesn't really mean it doesn't really show. Yeah, it doesn't really describe the game perfectly. Yeah. It's all about these movements now and who gets the proper
being made in the bot lane. Fishman hit by the Magic Missile on top of him. Oshkata's going to stand and fight. And Fishman's going to fall. Sunstrike's going to come out, but Oshkata already on the move. Chosen one trying to move forward. The skewer through. Trying for the shockwave. Will get the kill on Ogre.
Chosen one.
Away. Power does a lot of damage. There's Magic Missile. Oshkata still haunting from beyond the grave. Viren will be up the cursed ground. Needs to be careful here in the bot lane. Chosen one getting low. Power getting even lower. One more tap will do it. Come on, can he get it? No, the TP in from Fury trying to get across. Fishman hits the final tap.
Yeah, and he doesn't get either of the bounties either.
Tricks the trade. Slivering Crush. They're going to kill his Zitrax. And Astral, he might be dead as well. Going to chase. No, Viren decides against it.
They could.
He's too low. He's got the one, though.
Viren is, but Tan was tanky enough, I think, to chase. I guess they were worried about the Sunstrike or something.
It just happened nowhere they could see. There was a TP out though. Willow back in base, healing up now.
Overall, this Riki just following the same pattern that every Riki has been on in the last couple of games that we casted together. Rikis just have a really bad time in these lanes.
Turns out it's like a Spectre, but it's not gonna have the same global presence or late game potential as a Spectre. That's the way to think of it.
Pretty much. And he's having a good time on that Slardar, while Riki is having a bad time on that top lane.
Midas delivered. 11 minutes in, not terrible for the Invoker, but you're looking for about the 9-minute mark, the best value.
Yeah, this is alright as well, considering he's not had the greatest time versus Lina on mid. It's still okay. He did get those 2-0 talismans, so, and the magic one, so it's not horrible timing.
Bot lane, they try to look for power, they use the ground maze already. Terror's going to be there, the skewer as well, going to force him to run away. The stuns are going to be there to control the Magnus though. Now, walking in the route, looks like power might fall. No, the Curse going to hit on him, the Curse Crown going to turn around, looking for the opportunity. Magnus takes so much damage, he'll get the kill, but he dies in response, and Astral going to be chased on too as well. Viren moving forward, Shikuchi into him, and Astral's going to go down.
I wonder if Vengeful could have survived that if she just moved backwards. Because the RP was still on cooldown for 1 second.
Little pleb.
Hello,
Please. Laguna, that's a brave attempt.
Almost.
Believe.
Almost. You have to believe, man. That's what it is. Zitrax now. He has to be more careful as there's corrosive haze on Slardar. So because of that, speaking
careful?
of that Slardar.
Is that the words you look at? Tricks of trade come out and ends fine. Now they look for the turnaround, maybe power. He wants to swap, but Zitrax is quick to move away.
Does he have swap? Did he skill it?
It's fine. He'll salve up.
Fishman is hunting though. He's
yeah,
salving
they don't
up.
See him,
Fishman has to be careful.
They're going to see him in a second.
They see him, yeah.
They just saw him now. The Sprout goes down. Oh, and sees, moves forward. Slivering Crush comes out and goes, wait, Slardar's meant to be low.
No, he found his fish, this Fishman. Or the fish found him.
It's Dota now a dating website. This is what this is. Fish, meet fish.
Fish finding.
How beautiful. Well, as a result of that, I'm actually looking at the way that this has transpired in the last 2-3 minutes. The Weaver is now the concern. He's doing pretty well, and that's concerning as well. Slowed down. Willow trying to move away. Won't be able to do so. The Curse Crown going to come out, but Astral getting low. Should tick out. No, he's going to stay alive. He can deny himself if he wants. Little Pleb needs to move away. He's a little bit paranoid because, you know, Zitrax is around here somewhere.
Yeah, they saw him, and I'm not certain Zitrax understands that they saw him. They know exactly where he is because of that sentry and the orbs that they planted on the high ground. So he's going to get empowered, and I believe after that he can just go back to farming. Also, power treads, I really like it. I dig it. I love the fact that people have finally started transitioning from phase boots into treads on Riki. I think they're much better. If you keep them on agility, like, you get so much more, especially on the lane, because after the Aquila, if you do not want to buy boots first, you can go into the Band of Elfskin, RP into Smoke, into Sunstrike.
He's dead.
Yeah, this is a good combination, definitely. And it's worth it, killing that Weaver like that. Swap.
Swap coming out, and it's going to just run it off, though. Hit by the Curse Crown. They don't want to use the Terrorize. Power's just squaring up. There's going to be a TP coming up to Zitrax. The Terrorize connected on the Power, and can cover him here. He's going to need to, actually. So Zitrax blinks right forward. Smoke screen comes out. And goodbye to power. And he's going to hit the Slivering Crush just so he can escape himself.
And he's actually very close to his blink as well. 100 gold away, so he should be having it anytime now. Like, a few more creeps and he's got it.
It's a big turn point as well, because when you look on the other side, Nemiga do not have this big power spike pickup for a lane.
You see this? The Chosen One's build, he actually went Arcane Boots into Buckler. He is still going for that Blink Dagger, but at least he's going for Greaves, which I can really get behind. He's gonna have some utility. He's not gonna be that Magnus with Blink, RP, and that's it.
He's setting people up, essentially. He knows what his job is in this game. You can't go greedy with the right click. You've already got a Riki, you've already got an Invoker. You just need to feed them kills.
Exactly. He doesn't have to be the greedy one, definitely. And so far, I mean, they have the Riki and the Invoker. Two of them, like both of them, they didn't have the best time in their lanes, but Madjor Atendari, they aren't really punishing them for that. Zitrax
has been seen. He's trying to blink strike forward, doesn't have
Will
vision right
is
now.
baiting him into the sentry now, but he's not going to do
might
anything
turn
about
around,
it.
Light Strike Ray, Laguna, there it is. Goodbye, Zitrax now into the tower as well. Fisherman's going to fall, and needs to be killed. The cold snap's there, a lot of damage done, he dodged out the Sunstrike. He's still alive. The final hit will be there. He will fall. Chosen One being chased on him on the side. Astral's going to fall. He's a little bit too deep. The Ice Wall goes down, but Kodos can he run away? Power's still chasing on through. He's powering on through towards this kill, and Kodos, he might go down the Gemini. Needs a definite blast. Doesn't hit on the Viren though. Might turn around, try to find Power. Chosen One's been seen, and now he'll be Hornet as he runs away. They might actually still get the kill on him. He's going to have to use the Shrine to stay alive, and Viren cannot find anyone.
Absolutely.
Sunstrike, oh, Shikada.
Magnus and Invoker all alone, lonesome, winning that fight, killing the Vengeful as well, and running away.
TP in. Fishman just went in. He snipes out Oshikada with a one-tap.
What do you think about the Glimmer on the Prophet? Actually interesting, considering he's playing versus Weaver and he's gonna need a lot of detection on his team. I think like buying something that's just pure utility like Glimmer Cape and not greeding out actually makes you more relevant early on. So I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Like I don't know about you, Liz, but I'm kind of sick of seeing these Media Hammer medallions constantly on Natus Prophet. It doesn't really, like, if they fall behind, they don't help their team at all.
That's true, but I still like it if if you can justify it.
Hit the slivering crush here on the 2.
And with the
Astral
blink,
needs to
actually.
move away, puts down the brown maze, but Viren's already top, and the damage is huge. The blink strike away from Ricky. Zitrax runs to the tree line, but now you're going to lose your tier 1.
Alright. This tier 1 should
There's no way
fall
he stops
quickly.
this.
Ricky is there, but
He's being annoying. That's the best thing he can do.
I mean, that blink strike is just messing with them, nothing more.
Power, been sprouted up. Fishman moving forward, needs to be careful himself though. The magic missile is going to come out. The stun control on Magnus. Fishman taking a lot of damage. Slivering crush jump in, and he'll be able to get the kill on Fishman. No way he'll survive this. And on the side though, the skew's coming out. Choosing one, trying to go for the TP out. He'll be able to make it.
Right, they were a little bit too greedy there, and I don't know what they were thinking. The two of those heroes, like, they can never kill that Venge. Perhaps with the Sunstrike, but even with the Sunstrike, it's
You're living on a prayer. Right?
yeah, it's very unlikely that you kill. I mean, any other Vengeful that's a support, okay, I can understand, but that's a core Venge. She has raindrops, power threats, sticks, Aquila, like, she's not really, like, she's beefy. It's a thick girl. Can't mess with her.
Big girl and a big scary girl at that. I think the biggest problem you actually have to consider as well is, we see this with the Venge core, is you kill it, it's probably going to kill you in return. Especially as the game goes on. Oh, mid lane though. Cold Snap coming out. RP, no, he mistimed it. Now end on the back foot. Slivering Crush on the 2. They need to deal with him. Lil Flem still alive. Everyone has to push him back. He's going to die to the root. They need to actually get out of here now with a clean exit. And might try and reinitiate with the blink. Viren's moving forward. They have to use the
Fishman
time.
is here, does nothing. But it's
He
fine,
waves
he's
at them.
here.
Hello. Going to move in with the Sprout. That's pretty bold. Might want to be a little bit clever. And there's a Slivering Crush connected on the 2 again. They're going to look for the opportunity to kill off Fisherman. They'll be able to find the Cold Snap. On the end, he's still going to fall. The swap back. Chosen one. Stunned up with the Magic Missile. But no, Venge is going to be falling. First crown going to hit on Viren here. He'll be stunned up on the back foot. They think about going deeper. Fisherman's
Is it trash?
considering
Following
it, but no, they won't. They'll just take the tier 1 and know that they took a dominant fight there.
Yeah, pretty good for them. Fishman, it looked like he was doing nothing. It looked like he had no clue what he's doing in that river, but he was baiting. He was baiting that Slardar to jump onto him, and because of that, that Slardar dies instantly after. Lina was already dead, so never mind. But at least they got that Slardar as a trade. And
Remember that part where we said that Atendari do Roche really quick?
what about
So did Nemiga. They found a DD.
Well, anyone does Roche. Everyone does Roche fast with the DD. Like, it's...
You can make excuses, but
What's
the
with
proof's
these
in the
double
pudding.
damages? What is with these double damages spawning in front of Roche every time? It's good.
It's almost like there's a spawn spot there.
Really, like, so it can spawn
I think
there.
it just drops out of the sky.
All right.
Oh, and he's going to drop in on the mid lane here. Looking for the opportunity on Zitrax. The stun control's there, but the Terrorize to scare them away. Zitrax hasn't been finished yet. And needs to be careful. Going to be hit up with the Cursed Crown. And now the meatball coming down with the Devenant Blast. No, Lino no get down on the side. Slardar will fall as well. And they are getting desperate on the side of Tendari.
They just lost 3. They haven't taken that Aegis down. There's absolutely nothing that they can do right now. Just chill out, wait. I mean, they had a really good timing on that blink on Slardar, but they haven't really managed to do a lot with it. They need to... This Invoker is a problem right now. Before he wasn't, but right now you actually have to deal with him as well. It's not only the Ricky. But if you do manage to jump on them from some smoke with that blink from Slardar, like, you can still blow them up. Like, theoretically, like, they aren't really tanky and they don't have a lot of saves, so you should be able to take these fights, but you have to be the one that engages. You can't be engaged on, right? You have to initiate.
Ah, yes, of course. The good old I found my blink dagger too far Slardar, where you feel the pressure to do something immediately, like, great, and we must be miles ahead. My cores must be doing great, but they're not right now. Your team together
They're
are
definitely
6k
not.
behind.
I mean, yeah. They have, to be honest, they don't need a lot. Perhaps a BKB and another force to get out of smoke, and after that they should be set once again. They have to be careful how they fight, because they've been punished with almost nothing so far. Like, this Ricky, he hasn't finished his diffusal yet, and he's still winning. The Magnus has been casting RPs on ghosts. Like, he hasn't been catching anyone with those RPs either, and you still manage to lose the fights. You definitely have to
On
punish
bot lane, smoke screen coming out, tricks the trade as well. Sunstrike won't connect. Power's still alive for the time being. He needs to turn around, try and find an escape. Here the blink strike, getting low. The swap out, going to make his escape. But Fishman, he won't be so low. The dust reveal is dead. On the side, they do hunt down Venge in the end, though. Now Zitrax hunt for more. Shikata going to turn around with the Fire Blast, double cast, but it won't matter. There's going to be a skew back and he's going to fall. Godos on the chase, the blink away, and says no thank you very much. Viren's going to come in though. They do see Zitrax perfectly. They want to get on the Chosen One. Corrosive Haze is there. Viren needs to be
Chosen One is
careful.
way too tanky.
Yep. And on the side, there's a
Lil
root coming
Pleb.
out. The 4-staff away. Lil Pleb needs to make his escape. He doesn't really have
Has
much
Ghost.
choice. He's going to use the Shadow Amulet into the Eul's to make sure he's not running away here. He can Shadow Amulet again, but the smoke screen's
another
down,
Ghost.
and they will just find and kill him off here.
They don't have the detection, do
There,
they?
but that doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't
Shockwave
matter,
plus Deafening Blast. A little bit overkill, but he's dead.
Alright, they really have to position themselves better with these cores. First, the Vengeful. Vengeful, alright, she got initiated on, it's kind of hard. But Lina, she had all the info she needed to actually approach this fight properly, so they just have to be a bit more careful about the way they approach these fights. So yeah.
Yeah, the approach is becoming a problem, though. I believe Invoker's going for a Blink next, is about to have it. And on top of that, we just went from a 6k to a 9k lead. They still have the Aegis on the Invoker. There's still plenty of towers for Nemiga to take from Atendari here.
This tower falls so fast with electricity on that catapult. This is such a broken feature, actually.
It's pretty ridiculous.
So strong.
There's been a lot of complaints about this.
Yeah, of course.
It's high ground push without risk. And oh, that's
Ogre?
risky from Ogre. Been found, stuck in an ice wall. No escape from this. He's going to die.
Well,
Goodbye.
pushing high ground is perhaps a bit difficult, but after killing that ogre, they might just go.
I mean, why not? You still got the Aegis.
Yeah, they're not ready for this. Look at them. They're still around the shrine on top. Orange is at the side shop. He's not ready to port back. He's actually porting back right now.
Alacrity power again.
Fishman with the Vanguard, by the way. Furion Vanguard in front.
A little bit tanky, and the catapult has done damage.
He's
The
actually-
Empower, by the way, Empower plus Alacrity on that catapult.
He's actually the one buying Crimson on the Furion. I can really get behind that. I love it.
God, this catapult.
And the Fortify as well to save him.
Yeah. I think you're right. These Nations Prof has been on point with his itemization because it takes so long to kill him. Even if you do get him, the value's not there.
I mean, the Glimmer Cape versus Lardar with Corrosive Haze maybe a bit.
Speaking of Slardar, Corrosive Haze coming out onto Zitrax, going to challenge Diffusal, and suddenly Ed needs to walk away because his team is not here. He's dead. RP, catch on a 2 light strike rate turnaround, but no, they don't have the damage. The meatball down, they're going to get a power. He's going to fall as well. He swaps out Viren, but he gives his life for it. There's the Laguna return on finds Zitrax, but now the Terrorized Ed dodged out Poli, the Yules, the buyback coming out from power, but there's a Sprout. Lil Pleb, he can't escape. The light strike rate makes no difference. Viren going to chase on the Fishman, but he's really deep. He needs to be careful here. Fishman will make his escape, but now you just handed them the keys to your base. They can walk back in and continue the siege. Do they want it though?
Nah,
No,
they're
going to
go
be
back.
calm and collected. This is smart from Nemiga. They know at this stage they're so far forward. If they keep building this lead,
Yeah, they took the outer tower. Their carry Vengeful bought back as well. Now you go and take the shrines with the Furion, I suppose, and you wait the Crimson, you wait the BKB or whatever the Ricky is buying.
whatever he wants next, you know.
Probably some Basher or Yasha. Like sometimes Manta is good when there are silences, but in this game there are no silences on the side of Madjor Atendari, so it's not really necessary. This was good, but
Was it?
It
It's
was
a little bit brave.
No, the problem is his team is always off point, very far away.
But that's what I mean. It's like
Yeah, but it's not Slardar's problem. Like he's the one that's supposed to go in and catch, and his team. I mean, yeah, he has Sprint and Blink Dagger, but you should still be positioned better. You should still be positioned to actually go in and help him out. But if your Slardar can catch without anyone following up ever, then you're never gonna kill anyone, because Slardar is a hero that initiates. He needs follow-up, and there he didn't have it. And the fact that they were so far away, and they tunnel visioned onto the target that Slardar caught so hard that they got RP'd.
that's the thing. Is like we don't know what the call was. It could have been either way,
Yeah,
right?
it could have been.
And that's a dead ogre.
I'm just saying that Slardar was in position to catch, and the rest of his team wasn't, and they needed to catch in that position. Usually when they're retrieving from your high ground push, you go in for the kill, you go in to take a few of them out before they all retreat. Because most likely, if you lost that high ground push, what it means is that your heroes respawned, they're full, and they invested a lot of resources, a lot of mana, a lot of HP, and because of that you can catch them. That was not the situation there though, and Slardar did not really read it properly, so unfortunate for a Bulgarian dude in red shirt.
It seems like, yeah, basically based on that information, that kind of read you're given, this team may not be on the same wavelength right now. They may have different ideas about how to approach these fights. I think you're right about trying to snatch kills on the way out. Then you have to look at the mobility available. The Venge
They
does
don't
not
have
have
a
a
lot.
4-star, for example.
Yeah, they don't have anything actually. They have this blink on Slardar, but no way to follow up properly. The Weavers should be mobile enough though, so.
It's being Weaver. Oh no, they found him! The Sunstrike fought him out. He just tried for the TP. They're going to chase onto this. The dust does reveal him. Viren, he does have the time lapse. Going to use the Hurricane Pike to escape though.
He's fine.
Much
Lina,
worse,
however,
but that's not so safe. Lil Pleb gets found in the bot lane.
Yeah.
Chosen Waltz was nearby, but it was all Zip Drax.
He's actually going for Manta as well. I've been building this, and I can get behind the Manta as you can farm the lane as well without showing yourself. You can always send the illusions to farm the lanes, which is kind of good. But at the same time, though, I think if it isn't necessary to go for Manta, you shouldn't. That's kind of how I feel as well.
And they want him. They just ping. They want the buildings instead, though. Fishman says, okay, if they're not going to come to us,
The
we'll go to their
catapult again.
buildings.
The catapult just eating.
Alacrity
Look at that
power.
range.
Oh my god,
Boom.
that damage. One more
Boom.
hit will do it. And they'll turn around
Bang.
and hit the up buildings too. It's empowered up, so still doing a lot of
Give him a
damage on
Alacrity. Come on. Where is
They're
it?
dealing with the trees. They need to deal with the goddamn catapult. There we go. Finally go down, but the Riz is going to connect on the 2 here. Nicely done by Astral, and no follow-up.
Now
Okay,
it's the Forge
Forge,
Spirit.
do your work. Finish the work that we have begun.
Okay,
Okay, Trax
jumps in.
coming in. Nice
The Force
force
is
up away.
good.
Power will be fine.
But the
they did
Rexes
just
are
lose the
gone.
Rex. Stun's going to be there onto Fishman. Be so tanking this swap. Getting in pretty deep here. He might die, but the Glimmer Cape going even deeper. The Sprout going to attempt to go out, but he won't
They
be able to
have
do so. He will fall, but he doesn't care. That's just a support for a whole lane.
It's a position 5 Furion or 4. He's actually very farmed. He has that Crimson Guard and the Glimmer Cape, but they're winning so much that he can find farm everywhere. So overall, though, they invest nothing and they take that. And they take those Raxes. They basically just use the Alacrity, which is a bit ridiculous. I think what Madjor Atendari should do in the next fight is they should try to swap someone inside and then kill him off. And perhaps if Venge dies, she buybacks. That's perhaps you swap the Invoker and you try to kill him without committing too much, because if you do, you're gonna get RP'd. They're not in an easy position right now, but once those BKBs are up on the side of Nemiga, it's gonna be almost impossible. So you have to act now. You have to get those pickoffs. And look at this Magnus Crimson. No, not Crimson, sorry, Greaves. It's
Yeah, this is getting a little bit worrying.
looking tough.
At the same time, the Weaver has decided he's going to go for an axe. He knows this game isn't about him. He just wants to enable the Venge
Oh,
and
there we go,
Lina.
Basher. He listened to me. He didn't go for that Manta instantly. He went for a Basher.
Yeah, no, you
instead.
got the Basher and then you start on the Manta, yeah.
Well, at least Basher first, after Diffusal. I can get behind that. I like it.
Well, they're just waiting for Roche now. They know there's no rush for them. The pressure is on Atendari to do something
We were going for that Aghanims, though.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all, this game, because like in the last game that we watched Weaver, I think it was Cinder and Stack, or yeah, it was definitely a Cinder and Stack game. Weaver Aghanims made sense. It was position 3 Weaver who wasn't really doing a lot damage-wise, but in this game you have Corrosive Haze, you have Vengeful. Like, you're gonna do so much with damage items that if you get some attack speed and damage, you're gonna be such a force that they have to deal with you as well. But if you go for Aghanims,
Fishman. Swap comes in. He does get the Glimmer Cape out. It's taking a little bit longer, though, still fella. But now they need to get the hell out of Dodge, because there is a response on its way. They'll TP out to safety, but that doesn't matter. Immediately, Nemiga say, okay, they've gone back to base, so we go for Rush.
Oh,
Except
well.
Power. But what? That's a choice that I would not make personally.
I'm not certain how he got caught, actually, because Tornado was not used. So I guess he didn't port out.
They're going to hunt for more. They see the slider, they move in, and trapped on the spot. Tricks his trade. No,
One
it goes to
more
the
blink.
creep instead. He can blink strike forward to face off, but no, the stun's there. Now the turnaround. They might be able to get Laguna. They'll
They
clean
got
up the Ricky. And now there's the Slavering Crush coming into effect. They're going to go on Chosen One as well. He needs to move away quickly. He'll get the kill on Slider.
Reverse
Stunned
here as
up.
well.
The multicast going to work. Terrorize the scare of Little Pleb. Vera moving forward, trying to do the damage. The Glimmer Cape won't stop the attacks as he does reveal with the dust on the back foot. The Bedlam coming out, but no,
There
there's
we
a
go, the
time lapse.
Agnes.
Saves the life of Little Pleb. They're going to turn around. The stun's coming out Astral. Nope, you'll dodge out on the Light Strike Array. He's going to look to make his escape here. But he's surrounded. I don't know if he's going to get assistance. The Definite Blast through.
Cataclysm.
Connects onto one. Cataclysm almost killing off the Ogre. There's the final tap coming out from Shadow Realm. Looks pretty clean for Nemiga. Despite losing the Ricky at the start of the fight, they clean it up.
Yeah, even without that, Ricky, I mean, Ricky is good. He gives them the smoke and he does some damage, but overall it's all about his Kodos right now. He does so much with his Invoker. Chosen One is tanky enough to stand in front and create enough space for Kodos to hit them from the back, to use all of his arsenal, to use all of his spells and just make mayhem.
And that's going to be Roche again. And we praised how strong Atendari were doing Roche at the start of this game. And they have not made one attempt.
There we go, Kodos again. Gets the cheese, gets the Aegis. He's actually leaving the cheese. He's gonna take it, yeah. Maybe give it to Zitrax.
He had to check his medical bill. He's not sure if he's lactose intolerant. They'll pick it up. He's got a DD still running. They can go for towers. The final outer tower belonged to Atendari as well.
Now Zitrax says that cheese as well, so I mean, he still falls if he gets stunned once.
Yeah, he's not exactly the big beefy boy at the fight.
So with that Manta with the ultimate orb is gonna help out a little bit with that. So that's one reason behind it. However, they aren't looking to fight, it seems. They're not gonna defend their top shrine, and it's understandable. They don't want to fight versus Aegis and cheese, but they might have to because high ground push might happen. Furion, however, he's split pushing and he might be caught.
Yeah, they might be able to find him here. Lil Pleb, there's a reveal, Slivering Crush. They'll be able to run him through. Light Strike Array, no escape for him despite the Crimson Guard. Takes a lot longer than intended though. No, Kodos, the turnaround. The Tornado's going to be there. Ian's been slowed down. He can't move away quick enough. The Cold Snap plus the Curse Crown, he's going to fall. So 1 for 1.
This is definitely a better
buyback going in. Oh, they found the Venge as well. That's the big kill. Now they can just invade. There it is. Fishman says, okay, time for more pushing. Let's go, boys.
Just buybacks instantly.
RP, connect on the two. Chosen One's locking him in, and now Zitrax going to move in. The Yule's hitting on him at Fishman, so Tanky doesn't even care. Stands ground, there's a Light Strike Ray coming out. He can't eat the cheese quick enough. No, there it is. Zitrax just in time. He'll get it, but Fishman is going to be left behind here. He did just die back.
That's a dieback, and they didn't take the tier 3.
Astral sneaking in here. With the Terrorize available, once hit on Viren, will be able to do so. Shakuchi came out first, he's going to get hit by the root, and now they're going to work Kodos with the right clicks. There's the Cataclysm, the time lapse back will be fine. Guess who's not fine though? Astral, he's down. Root up again, we've forced up to the high ground, he'll be fine. Zitrax, low on HP, needs to move away. That will end their siege attempt, and guess what? Atendari hold.
The antagonist from Weaver is just proving me wrong and proving to be very, very significant in these fights, as it has saved Lina there from that RP. However, that RP honestly was way too soon, very premature, as there was absolutely no one but Ricky there ready and waiting, and that Ricky didn't have ulti either, so you weren't really gonna do a lot with that RP as a Greaves carrying Magnus. If he had an Echo Saber or something, then perhaps it's justified because he can do a lot on his own, but like this, it basically lost them that fight. So overall, good hold by Bulgarian with the red shirt.
Atendari.
Atendari. Madjor Atendari.
There you go. You know. You're just obsessed with that man in his red shirt.
Of course, look at him. Absolute unit.
And Ogre proved himself to be the real red shirt of this team. 11 deaths actually already this game. But he doesn't care. He throws out his buff. He runs in. He tanks.
Runs in. Bloodlust 2. It's good enough.
That'll do. Meanwhile, this is the problem, is that Power has had 10 deaths. Your Venge dying this much is pretty problematic.
We were going for that. We were going for that Hex next as well. I just cannot agree with this item build still. The Agony is alright, but the Vengeful is not going to be the only one dealing damage in this team. And Lina is being just instantly blown up by Cataclysm and anything else, so I think you need another damage dealer. Hex, it's good. You need a catch for Invoker, but he already has Lincolns. You can pike Hex him, but
he's not hearing you, coach. He just wants to make sure he can save the day.
I mean, sure, go for it. Prove me wrong once again. I would love to see that happen.
They're going to need to. The push is continuing. Oh, there's a Blink Strike 4. There's an event to 4-staff away. Double 4-staff. Good. They'll be able to make their escape.
They're going to wait the smoke screen again. Use the Treants perhaps, and then go high ground.
They've got RP again. Maybe this time not prematurely used.
RP is there. There is no Shadow Blade though, so perhaps wait for it so that he can initiate from distance.
Gotta just try and knock on the door a little bit. Needs to be careful. But they've almost got the tower, and the mid wave is pushing in. They can make a move.
I wonder what are the talents on Ricky. I would actually love to see if he has the Blink Strike talent. Right, he doesn't have it yet, and he didn't take the smoke screen. Yeah, he didn't take the smoke screen either. He has the critical strike.
It's like, I agree smoke screen is usually good, but when you're against glass cannons like this, the crit is kind of worthwhile.
It's good, but you could argue that the smoke screen is also really good versus these heroes.
Tornado coming out. Kodos just trying to harass a little bit. He wants to finish off that tower so badly. But I'd say the point to kind of highlight is when you're up against these glass cannons who all build 4-staffs, smoke screen's not getting the value anymore.
It's not that valuable because of the forces, right? No, that ward
that could have went much worse for him if they had actually checked the tree line.
It also could have been a great ward if they didn't see it. Oh,
jump in. Zitrax going for the opportunity. Silence up. 4-staff away from Viren.
Yeah,
down
so
to half
I can definitely see why the smoke screen is not great, but at the same time, oh,
long range swap here. They're looking for opportunity. Tracks here by Laguna. They might be able to get the BKB on no flip of the RP. He's gone to two, but Chosen One wants to go to Cataclysm. He drags Weaver out, but it doesn't matter. He goes into another Sunstrike. The buyback's going to come out. But Lina, she hasn't bought back just yet. They're trying to hold here, but the Meatball's going to down. A lot of damage done on the EN. He's going to time lapse back. He's kept alive. The Slardar, he's lucky, but guess who's not? The Ogre getting super low. He's dead. He's going to burn out the Kodos here. Fishman taking a lot of damage. He's going to be chased on Nuviran. He's going to look for the kill, be able to find it. EN, he won't be able to find anything else, though. As Astral's too far away. They lose two, they hold. They did have to expend some buybacks on that, though. As they burnt 3 buybacks in that defense.
So pretty good for Nemiga. I mean, still, Madjor Atendari, I think they did the right thing there with the swap on the Riki, but the RP was just way too good. Catches both the Weaver and the Lina, and then pushes them out of one Cataclysm, but into another Sunstrike, so they still fall in the RP. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Magnus, that's right. And overall, yeah, good RP. Wins them that fight. Invoker definitely playing well throughout that whole fight as well. Riki dies instantly, but still it didn't really matter, and that's the sad part. You lose your carry, and they lose their carry, and then they still win the fight.
And things could have been 10 times worse, actually, for the side of Nemiga, because Lina didn't buy back until, I'd say, the least opportune time. The opportunity to turn around for a kill for her was gone by the time she bought back.
Yeah, she had to do it instantly.
Well, I'm willing to do so. But look at this smoke movement. That's the only thing they can do right now. The Atendari need to try and get out on the map. They've spent too long in base, and you can already see it in the net worth. They're starting to fall behind heavily. Citrax, here he is from mid lane. Swap out. There's going to be the Tornado Interruption, though. Now moving across. The Magic Missile's there. There's time lapse to get power out. Now a little flip with the BKB trying to move away, but the Sprout's going to be there now. The Tricks of Trade. No, Lina, that's a dieback. You're gone. 4 staff away by Weaver on the high ground, but he's stuck here right now. Kodos going to hunt for more. The Terrorize can drop the Weaver in the meantime. The pings come out.
They know that he's there.
And just covering the Slivering Crush to allow his team to escape, but he won't be so lucky. The Ice Wall, skewer through. Chosen One going deep. They find power. They find and they get him. On the back foot, Weaver is still on this cliff. He has no way out. He'll finally look for the opportunity to escape, but he won't be so lucky. On the side, Arcadia's going to go down. And Weaver, he doesn't have a TP. He's finally going to Hurricane Pike his way down, but he's nowhere near the base.
Kodos is going straight for the throne. He's actually not even going for the Raxes.
Yeah, he sees the opportunity to finish.
I mean,
they know they've expended the big buybacks. Venge does have it. You're going to have to use it as well.
They will. They will. They're just waiting for the Weaver to get the port back.
You're just waiting for Magnus to have RP.
They're
there it is. No, they
GG.
don't even bother. GG comes out. They internally implode as the Invoker explodes with his Deafening Blast.
Sad.
It's kind of sad. We don't get to see any more of Shirt Guy.
Yeah, red shirt is out. Feels bad actually. I was looking forward to watching a little bit more of the Bulgarian. I guess
Bulgarian.
I guess he's some sort of singer or something. That guy on their picture, he has to be. He has to be like it. I mean, their what's it called? Banner. Their banner is on point. The game, however, was a little bit shaky. I have to admit. The Slardar did get a blink early on, but they just couldn't rally well enough around it. They couldn't get any pick-offs. They couldn't really. They had a decent draft. I liked it, but they just couldn't find openings.
I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Nemiga, because they've done a fantastic job of bouncing back and building a lead.
Of course.
But it felt more like communication issues of some kind between Atendari, because half the team was on a different idea bandwagon than the other.
Especially as Lina was getting some pick-offs on mid. Not pick-offs, she was winning that lane versus Invoker. She was doing quite fine. She even killed him once solo. But then every time she joins these fights, she's always in some bad position in which they pick her off easily. And that shouldn't be happening, especially as you have Slardar. He's always in front, sprinting around, giving info, giving information, jumping on people, preventing them from jumping on you. They didn't really utilize that very well.
Well, as a result, Atendari, they say bye-bye to their chances of being crowned the champions of this Autumn Brawl. But hello, signs of life for Nemiga. They will be back after a short break to face off against EPG. You get to see your boys try more. Maybe they'll be able to make it. Maybe they'll get to have some vengeance on Na'Vi. But, well, before we even get to that, we've got to have a break.